What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. You are watching Gunplay TV, and today, as we can see on the table, we have yet another lighting item as part of our 6-hour MCX build series. So before we go any further, I'm going to ask that you pause this video now, scroll down, take a look for that subscribe button, and once you've found it, go ahead and give that a click for me. I do appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get straight into this.
Reach for the sky.
All right, guys, so once more, as we can see on the table, we have a Unity hot button, okay? So the long and short of it is of course, this is going to be something of a pressure switch that will allow us to actuate our Modlite, which we saw previously in the series. Now, there's a large number of options when it comes to this. Of course, there are several options from Unity. We've got the hot button here on the table. In addition to the Surefire OEM switches that you can get, there are, of course, Modlite branded switches, the mod button as well, and there's some other options out there. But the long and short of it is, of course, this is going to allow you to actuate and use that light without having a traditional click cap or tail cap button, which you might associate with a traditional flashlight. So being as this is a WML or weapon mounted light, again, it's nice to not have to break your grip in order to actuate and turn on that white light. So let's go ahead and get straight into it. We can see right here on the box, this is the hot button. It's the 1913 mounting version, so they do have one that will allow you to mount to a M-LOK rail. But the most important thing that you're going to see, or make sure that you try to note when you buy these, is that you want to make sure that if you're going to be using a light, that you're looking for the one with the Surefire lead or end on it. Now, they do make some that are specific to lasers. Those work with some of your Holosun, some of your Steiner lasers, and otherwise. But again, this is for the white light output, so that's all we got here in the box. So, cracking this thing open. Here we are. So that's pretty much all you get in the box, right? So I'll toss that aside and we will break right into this. So again, you know, they make this in a number of links or lead links, if you will. They have a 7 and a 9-inch lead. This, as far as I know, when I placed the order, this was the 9-inch lead option, okay? And so long story short, what you'll do is once you've got a compatible Surefire tail cap, you can take this, you can plug this in, you heard it snap in there, and you should then be able to use your hot button as a means of actuating that light. So nice thing about the hot button is a soft press and hold will give you momentary. If you click it all the way, however, you do still have the option to have constant on. So you can see my finger's no longer on there. I click it back off, but of course, you can always use that momentary. Now, I find myself using momentary more than anything, but if you are interested in maybe a momentary only option, you can't accidentally press this and, you know, have it steady on. The mod button itself is actually momentary only. So that's another option. I liked the profile of the hot button here. It kind of sits up off the rail and you can just, again, press that with your thumb, lead hand or support hand. So I like that it's gonna sit in the middle of the rail. I think what we'll do now is go ahead and grab the MCX and slap this on here. Stand by. All right, guys, so we are back in and we can see that we've got the Unity hot button all mounted up. Pretty much straightforward out the box. You will need an Allen key or a Torx bit in this case, but it's important to remember that it will take up quite a few slots on your Picatinny rail. So if you've got a rail mounted laser or otherwise, you will have to consider where you're gonna move your iron sights and all your other goodies to make sure that the space is as accommodating as possible. Now, if I go ahead and give it a tap, we'll see that, well, my Modlite is not quite mounted, and so I am still waiting on the M-LOK mount for this particular light. And of course, just as we did with the hot button after receiving the Modlite, we will do a separate video on that mount itself, and then at some point come back around, take a look at the overall picture and lighting setup as it's come together. But all in all, I am relatively pleased with this. Right, if I go ahead and move this off of the rail, we can see that even with my strong hand kind of on the forward portion of the grip there, it's easy to get yourself a momentary press after having done, you know, a C-clamp. So you can go straight from that C-clamp quickly to an ergonomic position there, wherein you can get your momentary or constant on and vice versa. So ultimately, I am very happy with the profile. Now, it does stick up quite a bit off the rail, but again, this is a Unity product and I happen to be running a Unity riser on this particular build. And so my optic still clears this without issue, even with my thumb on the button there's no occlusion of my vision or my sight. So I'm happy with that setup. I will have to again think about where I'm going to place my iron sights, but as we continue to do this build series and this rifle comes together in its entirety, I will bring each and every step to you guys. So without further ado, if you've gotten this far in the video and you found it entertaining, educational, or helpful in any regard, please, I would ask that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and while you're down there, go ahead and leave a comment and maybe one more in response to someone else's comment. It really does help to feed the algorithm and keep these videos posted on the timeline. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Thank you again for watching. And until next time, I'm gone.